Can we also discuss about your Infosys story? How did you get to know about the company? आपने फिर क्यों पैसा डाला? And then you also invested again, which when it was after 2 years when it was trading at 5 times the previous price as well. तो ये पूरा story बताओगे Infosys का?
Well, Infosys ka story begins with me myself wanting to set up a IT services company in my last year at IIT. Third, 80, 83, 84. Fourth year. And so I had written one project report, just a chat GPT project report banata hai na. So I sat and wrote one report and I sent it to the Exim Bank. कि ऐसा करना है. So the director called me funnily, कि कोई भेजा है. So he said, what is the equity? आप क्या डाल रहे हो? I mean, I didn't even know what is equity. So I said, like, okay, ठीक है. So I didn't know much, so I dropped it. But I had an idea about what software services would do, can do. So this failed IPO, I mean, potentially failed IPO, came to my attention in I think IPO'd in 93 or 94, I forget. So I heard that the IPO was getting undersubscribed. So I met Narayan Murthy. It was very impressive. So I met him for had a long meeting. But in a way, I knew the basics of the business, which is a 50,000 rupee engineer of India will earn $50,000 in America. I mean, just to give round numbers, of course. So there is an obvious talent arbitrage. There's an obvious value arbitrage. There's an obvious wage cost arbitrage. So there was not much to think about it. And since it was no one was wanting to buy the thesis, I was thrilled. So we bought the 13 odd percent, I think, of the issue. So it wasn't very difficult. It was difficult because it came in an environment where services were not being valued and hard assets were being valued, replacement cost, fixed assets, none of which Infosys had or say HDFC had. So, the constant criticism of my fellow investors those days was, kya hai? Rented office hai, employees hai, वो employee नहीं आएगा, rented office का है क्या company में? बोला okay, शायद आपको लगता है कुछ नहीं है तो okay, ठीक है. But I thought no. वही हुआ. So I think it was pretty simple. It was not very. I was lucky that I already knew what the business was, and frankly, it doesn't require much to understand that business will make money. तो वही लिया, वही, and then, but it always happens. A stock gets cheaper when it's up 5 times. Funnily, when you buy, you're actually. The one reason why you're buying is because everyone else thinks it's risky, right? Correct है ना? तो अगर सभी लेते हैं, कुछ तो एक delta है that you've caught on, but others have not caught on. But when the stock is up 5 times, actually stocks get cheaper as they rise very often. Because this is Soros' other great thesis that prices influence fundamentals. This reflexivity idea, इसमें थोड़ा सच्चाई है. So stocks look cheaper as they go up. So the promoter of UCAN is increasing its stake every year in UCAN at 1,200.
Oh, wow.
He could have done it at 8 also. Okay. So so as prices influence fundamentals also. Because you have $1 million in the bank, you think you're a great guy. Your self-image improves. Okay, that goes to 0, and you think, yeah, मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ. So prices influence. So I remember I met I've said this before, which is I met the ACC managing director when the price was at par. It was 100 rupees share. So before I even sat down, he asked me, तो आया क्यों? कुछ नहीं है कंपनी. Okay. ACC was already 30, 40, 50 years old. Okay. It wasn't a startup. पार में चल रहा था. बोला क्यों? बाद में जाके प्राइस हुआ 10,000. Same office, same managing director, maybe same. He forgot that I'd met him earlier. तो जाके मिला मैं उसको, बोलता है cheapest stock in the world, 10,000. Okay. So prices also influence fundamentals or perception of fundamentals. तो वो बड़ा अच्छा गेम है वैसे.
100 से 10,000 हो गया. ये 92 की बात है क्या?
हाँ, this would have been it was 100 at 89, 87 ऐसा कुछ होगा, 88 होगा.
But was this the same one because of the Harshad Mehta rally
हाँ
that
हाँ
had
हाँ,
happened?
वही.
Okay.
So even 10,000 was inflated, but the MD thought it was the cheapest stock. That's my point.
Yeah.
वो भूल गया कि कोई चला रहा है. समझा?
Right.
तो आपका प्राइस, आपका $1 billion मार्केट कैप हो गया तो आपका अपने आप को लगेगा कि आपका कंपनी सस्ता है and you're like a genius है. तो तेरी बात ही कुछ और है. तो ऐसा होता है.
Right.
So there's a self-reinforcing loop. But that creates the opportunities in markets, na?
And Infosys, then when did you finally exit?
Well, I quit the firm before I exited.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened after that. Okay. But we sold a little periodically because we were guided. We had institutional constraints. No single stock can be more than, I think, 15 or 18% of a company, this, that, and the other. So we had to periodically, some of HDFC, all of that we had to pare down to stay within the concentration limit set in our by either the SEC, SEBI, or by our own internal regulations. So
if you learned something new from this video, do share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring you the best content possible. Also, if you want to watch this entire episode, click on the link in the description box and you can go to Kushal Lodha YouTube channel and watch the entire podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching this and have an amazing day.